Hey guys, it's Tiffany here. Back with just a short video. I wanted to cover, I've had a few questions about how to do backgrounds and how to create backgrounds for your journal. So I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough of just some easy ways for you to be able to create nice textured, layered backgrounds. So follow along with me. Let's go. So one of the things that I'm going to use today that is kind of new are the Inktense Derwent ink pencils, the 24 count. I purchased these last week, I think, from Amazon. So I wanted to use those tonight. What I'm going to be working on is a piece of, I believe it is the Strathmore mixed media paper. I've actually cut it down to fit into my documented life journal, which this page may or may not go in there, but I just kind of wanted to talk through some of the background, and that's what I'm using is the mixed media paper that I purchased 400 series. So what I've really enjoyed about the Inktense is the vibrancy and color that I have, and kind of being able to know that these, once these are dry, they are going to be permanent. So whereas with watercolor pencils, the watercolor actually reactivates with water, the Inktense pencils are not like that. So all I'm doing is just kind of creating a little color on the background here. And I, as usual, have no idea what I'm going to be doing. So I'm just going to let the, yep, I'm just going to let it go where it wants to go today. That's one of the things I really enjoy. People say, why an art journal? Why do you want an art journal? And I think it's really fun to just be able to let loose. Oftentimes our lives are so stressful that this is really a good outlet creatively, as well as just being able to step away from the rest of the world and just create the things that you want to create. So we've got some pretty good color there with the Inktense pencils, and I'm just going to go here with the large paintbrush. This is a 1/2 inch Artist Loft pen, not pen, but paintbrush. And I'm just going to go back and forth, kind of blending those two together and creating a nice, vibrant base of our background. I don't know why, but the last few days I've been on green here lately. I'm typically a pink and purpley type person, but greens have been calling to me. Okay, and then of course we could go back if we wanted to make that brighter, but I'm thinking that's going to be a nice base color that we have. So I'm just going to take my heating tool and just dry it real quick. And this is going to be our very first layer. And you'll notice when you're working with wet mediums like this, the page will tend to warp, but that's not a big deal. You can always put it under a book, or when I put it in the journal, it's actually going to lay it flat anyway, so I'm not really concerned about that. So now for the next layer, I was thinking we would play with Gelatos gel sticks. I got this with the same order that I got the Inktense from Amazon. I'm using the gel sticks, which are very similar to the gelatos. If you saw the Frugal Crafters video, she talks about the gel sticks and how they are very similar and work the same way, but just are a lot cheaper. And these are the metallic gel sticks. And all I'm going to do with these are, I was thinking maybe using this big kind of circle. I think this is, I'm not sure where it come from, but I'm just going to dip my finger in a little bit of water and take and rub my finger on that. That might be actually a little bit too much water. You don't want it to really seep up under the stencil, although it's not a huge deal if it does. But just a few gelatos here. That's going to add a nice contrast of color with this coral metallic. And you can see it's actually picking up a little of that color, so it must not have been completely dry. But that's okay, I kind of like it. And you could also just do it like this with your finger and your gelatos or gel sticks. And I'm just going random with these circles. And then just kind of blending out where that stencil kind of made it pucker up a little bit. And then we'll go on over here and put a few more. And just creating layers of dimension is really all this is doing. It's just creating those layers for us. And I really like working with the gelatos. They have such a nice creamy consistency. Got a little bit on that one, so just wipe it off and move it somewhere else. Okay, and so that is a nice little layer. Okay, and we're just going to continue to build on this. I'm going to cap that back off. Thinking I might want to go in with, I think this is a Prima stencil here. And I just want to kind of, I'm going to try, I haven't actually done this, but get a little bit of the silver gelato on my, this is actually a Faber-Castell little stencil brush here. Doesn't look like to me it's getting much color on it, but let's dry that real quick and see how that's going to look. So I like that. I think it actually picked up some of that acrylic or whatever I had on there before. Just going to add a little layer to it there. Just a subtle, little subtle drops here and there of the chevron print. Okay, so I like that. That's nice, the subtlety of the silver on there. So let me dry that real quick. And now, of course, you could go in with, excuse me, I had to get a drink of tea. And actually, you could go in now with what I've been doing lately, and I don't know if you guys would even want to see a YouTube thing on this, but I might have talked about it in the last one, but I've been painting magazine papers. And so I actually cut some out and used it, I think, on the last page, and then I've been painting, just doodling when I'm watching TV. I like how you can still see the font and things behind that. And so, you know, at this point, you could cut out and put another little thing of that. You could, this is like an old, maybe paper bag or something like that. You could go back and put pieces and parts of that. You could go back now with your book fonts that you have, you know, that you've torn off. And what I'm going to do now is just use the little scraps that I have on my desk, because I don't want to throw them away because we could use them. So that's all I'm going to do now is just, I got the Yoo-Hoo glue sticks, which I've heard great things about because of the ability for it to handle high humidity, and I live in a very humid place at the beach. So this is, we're going to really put this glue to the test. So just, I love collage, so almost everything that I do has collage to it. It's just kind of what I like. I've got little pieces here of part of that magazine that I had cut up, and I'm just going to put it on here as well. You know, if bright is not your thing, we could always go back and cover this with, not really cover it, but blend it in with some of the gesso if you wanted to. You could do that. There's so many things at this point that you could really go in and do. You could draw with acrylics, or, you know, however you really wanted to do it. And I bet it would be great. I've got little bits of washi tape. I'm just going to slap it on here. Just really any little remnant of a previous project that I have, I'm going to slap it down here. This is part of my paper towel from something. I love the way that paper towel gives it that added layer of texture on there. And just keep building on it and building on it however you want to. And that's how you make some dimensional backgrounds. And then you could go, of course, with your main elements. Pictures or pieces of collage from magazines. Really just absolutely anything you wanted to. And right now it's not looking much of anything, but just wait. Now I'm going to get out the gesso. And the brayer. And I'm just going to slap some on there. Whoops. And this is going to give us a nice background here, and we all know how gesso gives it some tooth, so you could then, I'm going to actually go with some acrylics next, but you could at that point do anything you wanted. It's going to kind of mute it down a little for you. And this is the Liquitex Basic acrylic gesso. So it's a thinner gesso. I have some that is a lot thicker. That if you're really wanting to get some coverage, like when I do altered book pages and I really want to get some coverage on there, that would be what I would use. I think it's actually not Liquitex. I think the thicker one that I have is golden. My little sparkly raindrops. Alright, so I like that. I'm satisfied with it. Let's And now I'm seeing some little places where I didn't stick it down good enough with the glue stick. So I'm just going to go back and kind of pop that down. Alright. So now I'm going to go in with some, some acrylic paints. And what I'm using is a paper towel holder or something of that nature. And I'm just dipping it. I hope you guys can see this. I'm dipping it around. Just getting, because what I'm going to do is just create some circles with it. Paint all over me now. Now we're going to dry it again. Gonna go back with the gesso and make a few of those circles pop. Okay, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to liquefy. I'm going to take some black acrylic Americana paint here, put it in my reservoir, and then I'm going to liquefy it with some of the water that I have. I was going to say I have a spray bottle somewhere. And what I'm wanting to do here is mix it up with that black. And this can get messy, by the way. But just flick and splatter. Hello. All of the little paint splatters, my cameraman's laughing at me, that you want. Alright, so that pretty much comes back to the, that's the background. So at that point, like I say, you can do whatever you want to do. You can add whatever you want to add at this point. You can you can doodle with it. You can add pictures to it. You can cut out magazines and piece them together. You can do whatever you want to do. So that's a background. And like I say, if there's something you'd like to see me do on a video, just let me know. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging in with Tiffany at Southern Gals.